What would be your best Ryder Cup memory?
The best moment was receiving the Ryder Cup from the First Minister of Wales to regain the Ryder Cup from America 2010 as the captain. That was the best moment for me. Now we know that 2010 was a bad time economically. We'd been through a world crisis in 8 and 9, 2008 and 2009. So we needed to win. We knew that Europe had to win, and it was great to win. So that was my biggest achievement in golf. And it's funny, I never hit a golf ball. The 2010 as captain, one to be named captain is one thing, and then 2 to win is another. And that's what was the biggest. I'll always take that away with me. Memories. Life is all about memories, and that was my greatest memory on and around a golf course.
When you play the Americans in the beginning, your first Ryder Cup, did you feel that they were invincible, or was that just fuel to the fire for you?
So I was very much a rookie, so I didn't appreciate what the Ryder Cup meant until Langer, if you remember, in 1991, Bernard Langer missed a 2-3 meter putt, right? 2 meter putt to win the Ryder Cup. And I didn't know what it really meant until he and Seve got back into privacy, into private in the team room, and were hugging each other and crying openly in each other's arms.
Another question is the best irons you ever played?
Interesting. My goodness. Very good. I was lucky to be associated with Callaway Golf through mainly my career. And I got in touch with Ely Callaway, Mr. Callaway, as we know him, as we knew him, and his designer, his chief designer, a guy called Dick Helmstetter. That's why on the shafts of if you have an older Callaway club, in fact, just give me 1 second and I will come back with a Callaway club. Hold on a minute. Okay, I'm back, right? This is my giant Callaway club, okay? It goes on forever, and it's got a giant head, right? And it's a 5 iron, okay? No, is it a 5? Yes, a 5 iron, right. And this is a giant club. I've got a driver as well. But as you say there, as you see, if I turn this round, if I don't damage my study here, you see it says, it's upside down now, it says RCH. Now, a lot of Callaway clubs had this shaft in there, RCH 90 or RCH 60. Well, that was his name. Dick Helmstetter was Richard C. Helmstetter. Now, he was the designer of those clubs. I'll just put that down before I damage something. And I was lucky enough, and you say the best irons I ever used, that was them. The older Callaway clubs, I tell you, anyone got the sets now of your old, what were they called? The 14s, the Callaway, the X14s, the X12s, X14s, great clubs. Great clubs. I think that was an X12, was it? An older one? The big one I had. But they were great clubs. The Callaway X14s, Callaway X12s, super golf clubs, and somehow well ahead of their day. A lot of the clubs nowadays are very similar. They're all computer driven, I suppose, but these were ahead of the game. The Callaway X clubs, fantastic. In
'99, you beat Jesper. He came in second, you won. Mm-hmm. But you won by 9.
That was the best year of my career, 1999. Yeah, by a long way. I got to number 2 in the world to Greg Norman, and that was the best I could do. And it was a matter of not making mistakes. Especially the back 9 was very, very tight in the trees there, in the pines in the trees, and I wasn't making any mistakes at that time, and therefore the gap would widen occasionally. And yes, I mean, to win a national championship, really, as it was, the Scandinavian Masters was a biggie, and to win it by that margin, you got to hold putts. You can't miss many. I went into the last event in 6th place, Valderrama, if you remember it, with the Rolls down at Valderrama, the Volvo Masters. And I came into that event in 1993 in 6th place, ended up winning. How that happened, hey, who knows? All the results went my way. And I remember Sevi, he didn't know who I was really. He didn't really know who I was much at all. But he just says, remember, Monty, that's just on loan. And I thought, okay, that's given me so much incentive and so much determination to do it again. I'm not giving this back. I don't want to give it back to you, Sevi, although we love him. So it gave me incentive to win it in 94. And then 95 came along, and Sam Torrance, my good friend and Scottish partner, we were locked horns, and it was one shot, and I managed to beat him, and that's what drove me on in 2005. I won by one shot in 2005, and then it became an issue. Yeah, three had to become 4.
Yeah.
4 had to become 5. 5 had to become 6, and 6 had to become 7. Yeah, and eventually Lee Westwood finally broke that run. But at the same time, it was a run that was like being on a conveyor belt in an airport or something and not being able to get off. It was like I couldn't get off. I couldn't, because I always felt that to improve, I wanted to improve every year, and the only way for me to improve would be to stay at number 1. If there was a single record of the Ryder Cup, that would be what I'd be most proud of. It would be the 8 singles and never being beaten. Yeah, that because that was something I became very proud of to help the team. Simple as that.
You should be proud. Fantastic.